Hi. I just wanted to come on again and express a little more thoughts. I've talked a lot about the ladder that God extended into hell. And the ladder is a metaphor, obviously. It is a metaphor for the hand that God reaches towards you in the dark. But if we envision it as a ladder, and we view our consciousness as a climb, it might make it a little easier. Because when we sit at the bottom in that dark space, we might not notice the light. But if we remember the ladder, we will remember that the light is at the top and that we need to climb. And the higher you climb, the lighter you get. The higher you climb, the closer to God you become. So we become like God, a creator, when we have met our fullest potential of consciousness. When your consciousness is at its peak, you are the creator. You're the one creating this life. You're the one creating this reality. You exist here with others who are also creating their own realities. But you can't think of it as we are making things appear from thin air and all living in a different world. We're all living in the same world. We're all living in the same plane. But our realities are different. Some of us live in despair. Some of us live in misery. Some of us live in joy. Some of us live in fear. Some of us live in pain. We all live in different places. We all exist in different realms on the same plane. This plane, Earth, is the only plane. It is the only plane of existence. But there are realms of existence that exist within the plane. The number 14 keeps rising in my head. It's been rising in my head for a few weeks now. I don't know why the number 14 is important, but it could be important to one of you. And something about the color red is important. And red can mean power. Red can mean relationships. Red can mean strength. It can mean evil. Red has lots of meanings. But you are the one who gives it meaning. So whatever it means to you is likely important if it's coming up. I think we're all just trying to climb the ladder. We're really just trying to climb the ladder. Every one of us. Every one of us has hit the bottom at one point or another. We've all sat in a dark place. And if you think about it, how did you get out? If you got out, how did you get out? Was it easy? Did somebody rescue you? No. You did the work and you climbed out of your hole. And if somebody rescued you, you're likely still in that hole, just in a different way. Because nobody can rescue you. People can guide you, people can help you, but nobody can rescue you. Only you can save yourself. And you have to save yourself before you can save others. Because we all can be saved. We all are saved. Jesus died on the cross so that we could be saved. And we have repaid him by shunning him and by doing evil and by creating a corrupt world. This world was never meant to be as corrupt as it is. It was meant to be a plane of freedom. Existence is freedom. Being alive is freedom. You have the choice of everything. You can choose anything you want. That's the beauty of life. And if you're sitting in sadness or misery, you're choosing to be there. And that's not where you want to be. Don't sit in your misery. Don't sit and wallow and whine and complain and hope that someone is going to give you the answers, because they're not. You can listen to things like this, find motivation, find things you connect with. Maybe things help you straighten out questions in your head. But I can't save you. I can't fix you. And nobody else can. Only you can. You have to work on yourself. And there are a lot of ways to work on yourself. You can work on yourself emotionally by becoming more stable, more balanced in your emotions. You can work on yourself physically by going to the gym or changing your hair or whatever it is. Just work on yourself. Whatever you need to do to make yourself shine, do it. It doesn't matter the opinions of others. It doesn't matter if people don't understand. It doesn't matter if you seem to be walking the path alone. Because it's your path. And you choose where you go. You choose how this life turns out. And you get to choose who goes with you. You get to choose who comes with you into the highest possibility of your life. And you want to make sure that that choice is the right one. Because you don't want to allow anyone into your circle that is going to bring you down with their negativity or jealousy. Right now is the time to cull your circle. To minimize it. My mother always told me you should be able to count your friends on one hand. And it's true. As I've grown, I've understood that it is true that you should count your friends on one hand. Because if you have many, they are not friends. They are acquaintances. There are people who use you for gain. There are people who see what you have and want to take it. They're envious. They may not talk kindly about you behind your back. Now's the time to call your friend group. And it doesn't just mean friends. It means... Sorry, a truck's gone by. It means family too. If you have been struggling with family members and you've given it all you've got, the problem's not you. The problem is them. And if that means you have to step away, if that means you have to cut them out for a time or permanently, that's a choice you have to make. Because your peace is what's important. Your harmony is what's important. You are weighing your heart on this plane. You are balancing the scale, being the light in the dark. And if your family is bringing you down, if you're allowing your family to bring you down, you're likely allowing strangers to bring you down too. And you can't allow anybody to bring you down. You have to be able to stand above it and rise above it. Stand tall, be proud, know who you are. Because who you are is exactly who you're supposed to be. You are not meant to be everything that everyone is telling you to be. You're meant to be you. Peace comes in silent moments. It comes in the quiet when you're alone with your mind, when you're alone with your heart. Peace comes when you can dive deep and discover things about the universe, about yourself, about God. Because there's so much to uncover. There is. This life is full of mysteries. And not one of us has gotten it right. Not one of us. Because we're not meant to know. If we were meant to know, we would. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to know all the mysteries of the universe. If that's an interest, and you enjoy doing it as I do, that's fine. But that's not why you're here. You are here to be light. That's all. You're here to be a guiding light. We are the lighthouses. And if you're listening to this, you're a lighthouse too. If it's resonating with you, you are a lighthouse. And you want to shine bright for others. You want to shine your brightest. Not only for others, but for yourself. But we are here to guide each other. We are here to show each other what it looks like when you walk in the light and what it looks like when you walk in the dark. We are here to show each other what the path through the shadows looks like, because the shadows are where you want to walk. The shadows are where you're safe, where you are you, neutral, peaceful, content. That's the shadow. But your shadow can be disruptive if you let it be. If you ignore the shadow, if you push it down, if you shove it aside and make it feel unsafe, it will become your greatest enemy. I've said this before, you need to make your darkness feel safe. Because your darkness is just everything that makes you feel unsafe. Everything that you feel, fear, everything that bothers you, that's your darkness. Negativity. And when you let negativity drive, that's what you get. Negativity. If we want positivity, we need to drive into the light and bring our darkness with us. Because that darkness needs to know that you care about it and that it is safe. And that you will protect it. If you've met your darkness, you likely know what I'm talking about. And if not, you haven't met your darkness yet. But you'll face it. One day you will face it. When you are strong enough. When you can open your eyes to what is real. This life is full of illusions. It's full of falsehoods, fakes. Stories that are twisted. It's full of it. And we have to use our discernment. We have to pick through the falsehoods and find the truth. Because just like the seed of light, there is a seed of truth in every lie. And truly, we haven't really been lied to. The world leaders have had to tell us what they're doing. They've had to tell it in plain sight, exactly what they're doing. They have. They've written it out, their whole plan. They've written their entire plan out for us to see. If you can pick and choose and find what that plan is. And I'm not saying that I know the plan and I'm better than everybody. I'm saying that if you learn to use your discernment, you will find the truth hidden in the illusion. Because part of the agreement of being allowed freedom of choice was that things had to be viewed plainly. Things had to be out in the open, honest. But the darkness knows how to manipulate it, knows how to weave it into illusion. There are a lot of things that we don't know in this life. There are a lot of things to be discovered. But you can't make yourself crazy looking for the answers. Because they'll come to you if you let them. If you sit and you listen, they'll come to you. You'll know. Things come as knowing regularly once you start listening. And it will come in messages like this, in the words of others. But it's not going to be plain. You're going to have to unweave the message. Just as Jesus used parables or parables, however you say that. Just as he used metaphors. It was because not everyone is meant to understand. And he spoke in a way to make sure that the only people who understood were people who had the capacity to understand. Do you know what I mean? If you don't have the capacity to understand, if you are not at a high enough level to understand, you will not. And the Bible is written as one big metaphor, the whole thing. There are so many metaphors throughout it. So many metaphors that the story is different if you read it correctly. Because it's not just a story about a man who died on a cross to save our souls. It's not. It is an entire blueprint of consciousness. It is an entire blueprint of how you came to be, how you are meant to walk through this life, and how you will go out of this life. It's a blueprint. That's all it is. And it was always just meant to be a guide. It was just meant to mean something to you. Whatever you think it means, that's what it means. Not what the church tells you, not what your pastor tells you. Pastor, yeah. Not what your parents tell you. It's what you think it means. Every bit of it. It's what you think it means. And if you read it and you find answers to the universe, share them. Share them with everyone. Because what you realize when you truly read it, when you truly understand, what you realize is that this life is yours. And you will realize that you want everyone to know that this life is theirs. Because you will understand what it is to be one. What it is to be a collective. What it is to be in harmony. I wanted to take some time to sit outside today. So if the lighting's not great, I'm sorry. I'm sitting in my greenhouse. But I think it's kind of funny. I'm sitting in a garden. Because this life is a garden. Just as God stated, there was a Garden of Eden. You create your own Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden symbolizes a place of happiness, a place of peace, a place of love and growth, contentment. And that's all we're building. That's all we all want. We all want those things. And we can all have those things. We can. Every one of us deserves it. You might not feel like you deserve it. You might not feel like you've done enough work. Maybe you haven't. But you still deserve it. You still deserve to get there. You still deserve to have a ladder to climb, right? Because if everyone has a ladder to climb... Sorry, I'm going to move my camera. Sorry about that. Okay. So, if everybody has a ladder to climb, we all have hope, don't we? We have hope because we know the ladder's there. We know that we can climb up. And you only lose hope when you forget about the ladder. You only lose hope when you forget about the light. Because all hope is keeping the light in your eye. That's it. Hope is finding the speck of light in the dark. And I know I'm repeating myself. I know a lot of these messages just sound the same. But they come out differently each time. And as they come out differently, certain people will understand them. And the more ways that these messages come out through me and through others, the more people will understand. Because there will be an understanding on every frequency. Even the low ones. Because somebody who sits in the dark will rise. And they will find their light. And they will return to the dark to help others climb out. Because that's what we're here to do. When you find your light, you turn around and you help others climb the ladder. You don't live in their darkness. You don't let their darkness consume you. You don't let it influence you. But you can extend a hand to offer help, to be the light for someone. And if that means recording a message like this, do it. If that means sharing something with a friend that you've kept to yourself, do it. If that means expressing something you have held on to for years, like anger or sadness or hurt, express it. The more you express your emotions, the more you get them out of your body, the better you will do. Because emotions aren't meant to sit and stay stagnant. They're meant to flow and move. You need to let the energy flow through you. And then you will release it. And when you release the energy, you feel better. Because there's no longer a crazy, irritating energy sitting inside of you. It's gone. You let it go. And we do that by crying. Sometimes we do that by yelling. Sometimes we do that by hitting things, which I hope is a punching bag. Sometimes we do it by sitting with ourselves and just thinking. There are so many ways that you can express your emotions. Even if it's just talking to yourself out loud. Essentially, that's what I'm doing. Essentially, I am just listening to my own advice as I give it. And that's what we're all doing. We are all picking up on signs from the universe, processing them, and then giving them to others to do with what they need to do with them. Because sometimes you pop into somebody's life for 2 seconds. Bump into somebody at the store a stranger, that you don't even know. And maybe something you say to them sticks with them. Maybe you complimented their shirt. And that stuck with them for weeks. They couldn't figure out why someone would compliment them. But then maybe they looked at the shirt and realized that it wasn't the shirt, but it was that they were wearing it. It was their light. I don't know if that makes sense, but it made sense to me. There are a lot of things that don't make sense in this life. A lot. And they're not going to make sense. They're just not. Some things weren't meant to make sense. Some things weren't meant to be logical. They were meant to be magical. We think about miracles and we try to explain them, but we don't, because we know they're miracles. And if we think about our daily lives that way, it becomes more magic. Because all magic is energy. Magic is just energy aligning to do something. And when energy aligns, whether it is human energy, planet energy, animal energy, whatever the energy comes from, when it aligns, it does magical things. It brings miracles. And when more of us put word out into the world about miracles and about magic and about how everything works, the more we express that in the word, the more we create it. And as soon as it's created, it can't be uncreated. Because that's not how the universe works. Energy cannot be destroyed. It just moves. It moves through us, moves through the planet, moves through the trees, through the ground. It's everywhere. Energy is everywhere. And it really pisses me off that it's so expensive to use electricity. Because energy is everywhere. It flows freely. And the way we've tapped into the electricity or the energy, it's not the only way. And one day, I'm sure it will be free to us all. It's just one of my knowings. Energy will be free to us all, eventually. At some point in this life, whether you see it in your generation or your children see it in the next, one day it will be free. It all will. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see the world become freer. That's what we're building up to right now. And if you look at the news and you listen to media, it looks bleak. It looks like we are crashing and burning right now. But we're not. We're not crashing and burning. You know who's crashing and burning? All of the places that have committed deep sin. I know that sounds harsh, but these are the lessons that need to be learned by their people. And you might say, well, innocents don't deserve to die. And it's not the death. It's not the harm. It's the realization that needs to come from the problem. someone needs to realize that things need to change. And as soon as someone realizes that they need to change, they need to do the work to change. And once you do the work to change, you bring others with you. And when you bring others with you, your kingdom rises. That is how your kingdom rises. And your kingdom falls when your people have forgotten the Lord. When your people have forgotten what the light looks like. And there are many places on this earth where the light has been lost. And it has been shrouded in false religions and false contexts. So yes, darkness has fallen upon the world in places. And those places will be dealt with. Those places will either learn their lessons and rise, or they will crumble by their own ignorance. The system will crumble by their own ignorance. And it is already. It's already crumbling. The old narrative is breaking down, and the new one is beginning. We just ended a 7-year cycle, and we're starting a new one. And in this 7-year cycle, we're going to rise. We are going to rise to our highest potential, all of us. And anyone who doesn't, you're not going to be stuck. But you're going to have a long road ahead of you. A really long road. And it's going to be full of questions that need to be answered. It's going to be full of emotions that need to be faced. Full of fears that need to be faced. And you don't win at this life by being 100% healed. You don't win at this life by being 100% good. You win at this life by realizing that it's a balance. It is a balance to be human. But when humans are in balance, we are amazing. We do incredible things when we are balanced. We rise higher. Things attract to us. I got the image of butterflies when I said that. One of those zebra swallowtail butterflies. I think it's yellow. Might be significant for somebody. From this point on, look at your life like a game. Because in all honesty, it's easier to look at it like a game. If you can focus on leveling up, getting to that next step, you can win. All you have to do is focus on the next step. Leveling up to the next level. It's just like any other game. You can't cheat. There's no cheat codes. There's no ways to advance levels ahead of time. You're gonna play the game slowly. You're gonna play the game how it was made to be played. And how it was made to be played was for us to move through the realms of this plane and learn to exist within them. Not just one, not just some of them, but to exist within all of the realms on this plane. Which means, which means flowing fluidly through your emotions. If you can flow fluidly through your emotions without letting them disrupt your life, you've won the game already. Because when you stop allowing your emotions to have a hold on you, you stop allowing them to take over, you don't give them precedence over you. And they become easier to manage. They don't seem so big because they don't affect your body the way that they used to. And if this is resonating with you, you know what I'm talking about. It feels calmer. You feel more peaceful. When conflict arises, you see yourself acting differently or responding differently. You see yourself thinking and processing rather than responding out of fear or anger or grief. That's when you've won the game. You don't get to exit when you win. There's no end to this game until your life is over. And we all will live our lives how they were meant to be lived, based on our frequency and the things that we need to raise it. And that doesn't always mean things are good. Some people live really hard lives. Some of the really good, most good people on this planet can live really hard lives because they have learned how to be good from those terrible experiences, instead of allowing them to take them over and become them and to carry on the abuse or whatever it is. They choose to rise higher. And even though their life is hard, they continue to rise. And eventually, the things that are hard will stop being so hard. They'll stop attacking you and coming after you, because they're not. They're not attacking you. They're not coming after you. Nothing is wrong except what's in here. Change your mind and you change your life. Thanks for listening.